So you suspect labor has started, contractions are picking up, they are more consistent. They demand that you focus and give them attention. And then you decide to call the midwife. But did you know that after you've called the midwife, you need to call your Kraamzorg and let them know? There are two different advantages in why you need to call the Kraamzorg yourself as opposed to the midwife calling the Kraamzorg. One of the reasons is that if during the pregnancy you had discussed the option of getting your Kraamzorg earlier, what we call VIP hours, Vruchte Inzetpatters, it means the Kraamzorg will be there to help you go through the process of labor, as opposed to the midwife calling her the last phase before the birth. And many times when the midwife calls during that last phase of the birth, depending on where it is that your Kraamzorg is allocated, they might be late. Hi, my name is Naomie Karemi. I am a full spectrum doula and I'm also a Kraamzorg in the Netherlands. I am present for my clients through pregnancy, at the birth, and their week of adjustment with love, one family at a time. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for staying and for supporting the channel. In this video, I want to highlight on the importance of an expectant couple or expectant woman calling their Kraamzorg on time. When you meet with your Kraamzorg for the intake, it's important to go through the kind of birth you envisage yourself to have. Is the birth going to be at home, or are you going to have a medical birth or just a polyclinic birth, where in the Netherlands you can have a baby in the hospital with your own team, meaning your own midwife and your own Kraamzorg, as long as that has already been discussed and as long as it does not go into a medical birth. A medical birth in the Netherlands is classed as a birth that you go into the hospital and then you ask for pain relief. From the moment that the hospital touches you, your own midwife would normally have to walk away because insurance cannot pay the midwife and the hospital at the same time. So a medical birth is where the hospital takes over completely and your own midwife then comes to you after you have been discharged from the hospital to do the postpartum week. A polyclinic birth is where you go into the hospital but you give birth with your own midwife and a Kraamzorg present. When it is a medical birth, the hospital uses their own staff, including the Kraamzorg, in the hospital. So your own Kraamzorg will not also be called. So those are the two different variations that you need to look to think about. Why is it important to call your Kraamzorg if there has been discussion for VIP hours? Letting your Kraamzorg know things have started to change or you are suspecting things and ahead of time ensures that that Kraamzorg does not take their children to the park in Rotterdam, for example, if they live in Amsterdam. It ensures that that Kraamzorg stays within their area because they expect that you will call anytime and tell them that things have changed and you need them present. It gets the Kraamzorg to arrange their childcare because many of us have families. And usually with myself, I speak for myself, from the moment that my clients reach 37 weeks, my childcare team already knows I am on call. So they expect that I will call them, I can call them anytime, especially if it's in the daytime, because in the evening, my husband is always at home. Again, letting them know enables them or gives them time to prepare their work, their documentation. We always have to have the expectant couple details at hand in case of anything. Information about your name, your date of birth, your BSN is like the national insurance number, your insurance details, your telephone number, and your birth history. Is it your first baby? Is there a history from before? And what we need to look out for. Because when we turn up, there are some forms or notes that we need to take from the moment we arrive until the baby has been born, that then we have to liaise and share notes with the midwives. So it's important for us to have signal and ahead of time so that we can prepare, because every baby comes when they come. So sometimes we have to change our priority lists, where somebody who was due 2 weeks later gives birth 1 week earlier and stuff like that, so that we know who it is that we talk to or who it is that we are dealing with. Another reason why you need to let your Kraamzorg know after you've informed your midwife is that the Kraamzorg works with an online file. And on the online file, in the online file, we need to log in from the moment that we received a romal melding, which is like an indication that this labor has possibly started, or there is going to be a baby that is born. Getting access to that system is not complicated, but it takes a lot of time to fill out some stuff and then have your file pending and ready to go, because insurance starts counting the event from the moment that you were informed, and then they always also want to know, when did you get the call out, when did you arrive, when was the baby born, when was the placenta born, and all the checks that we have to do while we are at the birth, and so on and so forth. So that is why it's important to let your Kraamzorg know, because there is a lot that we need to prepare ahead of time before we actually set out to come out to you to be present for your birth of the baby. So the advantage of asking your midwife for VIP hours, especially if the Kraamzorg that you have is also a trained doula, which is the kind of clients that I get, is that your Kraamzorg will be present earlier than the midwife. So to really minimize the disappointment of then having somebody else that you have probably never met, is the reason why it's important for you to let your midwife and your Kraamzorg know at the same time, so that they are also aware. Now, if these are the kind of videos or content that you're looking for, or you feel that this information will be beneficial to somebody else, please consider subscribing and sharing. And I will leave this here. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.